Hey everyone, my name is Melissa Strange and welcome to another episode for the Love of Drag. RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 3 episode number 2 came out and it was a glorious evening dedicated to RuPaul with impersonations of the greatest divas of all time. The episode starts off with the post-Morgan elimination where Aja reveals had she have won the lip sync, she would have actually sent home Chi-Chi. You know, this didn't happen that much in All-Stars 2, where the queen who didn't win had picked somebody who didn't go home, like they picked opposite people, so I'm just excited for that to maybe happen more this season. Aja's reasoning was that Chi-Chi didn't do amazing the last episode, and we all saw that. But a lovely viewer commented on my previous video something interesting that they found on Reddit about Chi-Chi and her performance and what's going on. So I want to read it to you guys. So the user who left the comments name is hypnotized by Jai or JYI, I don't know. So the comment is, I'm so glad RuPaul's Drag Race is back and your reviews with it. Thank you. So about Chi-Chi, I was really surprised that her act was so low-key because, well, that's just not what she would do, right? And then I read this, which takes us to Reddit. So the part that I want to read from the Reddit article is that Milk was a special guest at the premiere party in Seattle tonight, and she shared the following. So there's a couple of things. I'll link it down below so you guys can go check it out if you want to read the whole Reddit page. But the part that I want to tell you, it says, based on rehearsals for the variety show, all the girls were sure that Chi-Chi was going to win for her baton performance because she was turning it out. But apparently the main stage has seams between the different set pieces, and Chi-Chi cut her hand on one of them during rehearsals, to the point that her hand was gushing blood and mangled, according to Milk. She was surprised they didn't mention this on the show despite reading her for her flats. So this is really interesting because, and I'm going to finish reading the rest of the comment in a moment, but what's interesting is I noticed in the first episode, I'm sure other people did too, that Chi-Chi had a white glove on while she was doing her makeup. And now if this was like a weird OCD cleaning, like, you know, it was something that she always did and always wore a white glove while she was getting ready, we would probably not have even noticed it, or we would already know what it was, but it was just weird that all of a sudden you see her with a glove painting her face when we've seen her for an entire season never do that once. So I was already like, what is going on? So reading that made so much sense, and she had like tape or bandages on her hand if you watch the performance back. So wow, like that's crazy that they would kind of penalize her when they knew she got hurt, or they didn't tell the public that that's something that happened. You think that they would, but then maybe not, because they don't really show when queens get injured on the show, right? So anyways, the comment continues with, which makes so much sense. I get that they wouldn't say it this week because it would have made it obvious that Morgan was going home, but I really hope they clarify it next week because it makes her seem like a slacker, which she's really, really not. And they didn't clarify and comment on Chi-Chi getting injured in this week's episode. And then it ends with, also, I can't believe that they would pass up on an opportunity to have a High School Musical lip sync. Imagine how iconic Bet On It or Fabulous would have been. Good God, ha 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 ha. Thank you so much for your comment, hypnotized by Jai. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Make sure you leave me more, because you went digging into Reddit and that was really interesting. And like I said, I'll leave the article down below that hypnotized by Jai left on a video. Let's get into this episode. Oh, I love Chi-Chi calls Milk out for being like not multi-talented and like not being amazing during her variety performance, and that she thought she should have been in the bottom, and I was loving it. It was just so good. So the main challenge for this week is a VH1 Divas Live tribute to Mama Ru. All the queens are going to be impersonating divas and doing a lip sync extravaganza, which is one of my favorite things that they do on the shows. They're always pretty much my favorite episodes because it's like so good. It's just such a production. I love it. All of the queens are assigned divas that are pretty similar or have similar qualities to the queen themselves. That way it's not so much of a stretch whether they can look like them or personify them. Every queen was assigned someone that they were more than likely going to be able to knock out of the park, because I don't think that was supposed to be the struggle, is like really having to do with impersonating the queen, because the diva, because the queens had to what, impersonate the diva, remember all the words, learn all the choreo, serve it, kill it, work it, do an outfit. Like, it's a huge challenge. So I feel like the producers of the show, rather than just like having a list and making the winner of a mini challenge like pick out who's gonna do what and then assigning which queen is gonna do which diva. It was much better, I think, that the producers just assigned it. But then you have Thorgy, who I'm gonna just start calling Conspiracy Thorgy instead of Conspiracy Theory, because you know what? Immediately Thorgy is like, they gave me Stevie Nicks because Stevie's not gonna win and blah blah blah. I can't win with Stevie, blah blah blah. Girl, Thorgy looked like the Babadook on the damn stage, but we'll get to that later. I don't know, it was just weird. So Thorgy thinks that that she was given Stevie and that's like a handicap, but I think that that's nonsense and that's just Thorgy being Thorgy, or like I said, she should have her name changed to Conspiracy Thorgy. We'll just skip like the rehearsals and everything. I mean, during the rehearsals you had Shangela being like a super diva, which I thought was hilarious. And then, you know, there was some queens that weren't doing amazing and some that were, and it was just obviously setting up what was going to happen in the outcome of the show, right? Because you had like Thorgy having difficulty and Kennedy having difficulties in practice. So just skip right to the main stage, to the performance, literally off of just the... Okay, so the performance was amazing. Firstly, Milk did not look like Celine Dion at all. I'm Canadian, I know my Celine Dion. That was not Celine. So, we'll get into more of that in a moment, more of Milk in a moment, okay? Kennedy didn't know the words. Her dancing was not sharp or strong. Like, it was like, instead of like hitting the thing, it was like lazily like it was like watching, you know, sometimes how you see performances of Britney Spears when she's like clearly on so many medications in Vegas. Sometimes she just looks like she's flopping around. She knows most of the choreo, but it's like kind of half-assed, like she's not really like hitting the marks on the beats. Kind of reminded me of that for some reason. But whatever, she didn't know the words. There's no way she knew the words. I thought Aja did good. She looked a little bit scary. You know what I mean? When she kept like doing this like really like head down and looking up thing, I was like, ah, Aja, stop, you're freaking me out. I thought Chi Chi's was hilarious. I genuinely thought Chi Chi's was really good, really funny. I thought she did a great job. I thought Trixie's was very cute. It was good. I love Dolly Parton. In real life, I actually listen to Dolly Parton all the time. So that's probably one of my favorite divas of the night. Shangela's was so funny though, because it's so relevant still. Like, I mean, it's not like Shangela wrote that. She was given what to do. I feel like I would be somehow more impressed if Shangela like had to write that part and came up with it, but she just did a really good job performing that part, and yes, give me more of that, please. Thorgy was like awkward looking. She looked like the Babadook, and I think she did better in the little bit of background dancing that she was doing, but she looked like Thorgy and was acting like Thorgy. But then when it came for like the moment where she's like Stevie and in the spotlight, it was kind of boring. It wasn't good. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't anything special. It did not even compete on the same level as any of the other queens who performed for the night. But anyway, so I just kind of felt like Thorgy really undersold her character, where there were some queens that kind of oversold their characters, like Milk with Celine. It was just so extra. It was like unnecessarily extra. Oh, Ben de la Creme was freaking hilarious. Oh my gosh, so good. Okay, to memorize all those words, that's one thing. To like also portray it the way that she did, such another thing. Plus the choreo. Everything about it was really good. I've expressed before that I don't like Ben de la Creme. Ben de la Creme is getting so many points this season. I'm actually really enjoying Ben, where in the past I have shown my distaste for Ben, and I'm being pleasantly surprised by Ben, and I am very happy about that. I said that in my predictions video. I hope that Ben wins me over, and Ben de la Creme is doing a great job at that right now. I'll just side note this for a second. I think that part of the reason why I didn't like Ben de la Creme in season 6 is that I really loved Adore Delano, Bianca Del Rio, and Courtney Act from the beginning. Then after them, I would say like Laganja and Gia were like the next. Like, so those 5 were like my favorites of the season. Ben like really wasn't even on my radar that season. Milk was on season 6 too. like, there were so many people on season 6 that I just liked more than Ben, so I feel like that's a huge reason why Ben was just not on my radar. Like, I saw Ben de la Creme live before with the bug outfit and did all these things, and it was awesome, but just was never a fan. There were so many other queens I liked more than Ben, but this season, absolutely, I'm gonna say Ben is probably going to be in the top as of right now. I would say, yeah, she just won 2, well, we haven't gotten there yet, but she wins this one, so whatever. Back to the episode. Oh yeah, last but not least, BB. She was fabulous. She was a diva. She was Diana Ross. That's all you have to say, and that's all they did say. Now, I did read a conspiracy theory or a prediction or whatever. I don't know if I'm gonna say spoiler just in case. It does not spoil who's gonna win. It doesn't spoil anything. I don't know any of that, but I did read a really interesting theory that has to do with the twist of the season being something to do with that show, The Handmaid's Tale, which I've never seen. So this is a spoiler, I don't know. I haven't seen The Handsmaid. I can't even say the title of the show. Handmaid's Tale, whatever. In that show, there's like a mole who like spies and then like goes back and tells whoever's the boss in charge. I don't know what the show's about, but there's like a mole who goes and reports stuff. So the theory is that BB isn't there as a competitor, she's there as a mole, and she's gonna go back and report to Rue in the end who she thinks should win based on the competition and from being in the competition with the girls and being like Rue's eyes when Rue's not around. I think it's a really interesting theory. I have no idea what the Handmaid's Tale thing is about, so I don't know if it's relevant. Let me know in the comments down below if you've heard any of this theory or know anything more about it. I think it's actually pretty interesting. That's the twist that's really smart of Drag Race, honestly. Okay, back to the show. So, in my opinion, just based on the performance, I would say that Milk, Kennedy, and Thorgy would be the bottom 3. And then they did the runway. And I can't, like, literally, these reviews are gonna be like an hour long. To try to go through everything is crazy, guys, because this runway, everyone had a different look because they got to redo their looks. And everyone, I think, got redemption on their looks, especially Shangela. Shangela's was probably one of my favorites of the night based on before and after, and Aja's before and after. They did the damn thing. Where Kennedy crystallized herself again, but here's the thing, like that episode, weren't they just supposed to be like how they died or something? Wasn't it how you died? It still made no sense. She still, like, her concept and her theory still made no sense. It was still as confusing as it was back in season 7. So I could not deal with it. She just literally took the same outfit and just put more crystals on it. I couldn't. No. I did not like it. I'm sorry, internet. It was, ugh, I thought she was just gonna do something else instead, not recreate actual stupidity. It just didn't make sense. After the judges' critique, Rue announces that the top 3 are Ben, Shangela, and BB. And the bottom 3 are Chi-Chi, Thorgy, and Kennedy. And Milk is safe. But Milk goes to the back of the stage and is like freaking out because Milk thinks she should have won the damn thing. And I'm sitting here like, Milk, I thought, was gonna go home based on that performance because it was so freaking extra. Like, it was like her eyes were bugging out of her head at all times, like just extra the whole time. Yeah, she said she was in character the whole time, but like too much, and also didn't look like Celine. Again, did not look like Celine Dion at all. No, I'm sorry, did not. No, she should have been in the bottom 3, so the fact that she was safe and was like having a meltdown, ugh, I can't. It's different than like when Alaska had a meltdown in All Stars 2, because Alaska was genuinely upset that she was in the bottom. You know, don't be so upset that you didn't make it in the top. Just be appreciative that you're not in the bottom. You know what I mean? Like, it seems so weird. It made me kind of, it put a bad taste in my mouth. It was like spoiled milk. So the top 2 lip syncing against each other, Shangela versus Ben de la Creme. The 2 queens up for elimination are Thorgy and Kennedy. And I'm like, okay, let's see how this plays out. So the lip sync was hilarious again. Oh my gosh, Ben needs to, I'm like getting I'm upset that I'm like liking Ben. It's a problem. Like that, it's like something in me doesn't want to, but I'm like, but she's so funny. Like the lip sync was good because, you know, she did her thing for like half of it and then she started copying what Shangela was doing, which had me dying. Like, who does that? It was so good. It was like, okay, that's what you're doing. Okay, let's copy. It's just funny, and because the episode was like a choreographed episode, it was really funny. It was good. It just tied kind of like everything in, and it was good. But Shangela won. And Shangela sent home Thorgy, and I'm excited and interested to see who Ben would have sent home had Ben been in the bottom. I think it was also going to be Thorgy, but I'm interested to see, because if it's going to be Kennedy, then I think that Kennedy and Ben are going to be butting heads for the rest of the season. I feel like Kennedy would not take that very well if she found out that Ben had a Kennedy lipstick in her bra. So I'm so excited to see that. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of this episode or those conspiracy theory things I was talking about. I would love to know your thoughts on them, and if you leave a comment I might shout you out in the next episode like I did today. Also, next Thursday, so the Thursdays are when the episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race air, and I wanted to post these videos on the Friday after. But the thing is next Thursday, February the 8th, is my birthday, so I'm not going to be posting on the Friday. I'm going to post on a Saturday again like today. Then the following week on the 15th when Drag Race airs, my band is playing a concert. So I'm not going to be able to film a video that night and post it for Friday, so that one will also have to go up on Saturday. But if you want to follow my band, that would be cool. We're kind of new and starting up, so we could definitely use the support. We're called Low Life Lolas. I will link my band in the description down below. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, or just go subscribe to my band, because like that's kind of means a lot to me at the moment. It's also kind of what has put these videos on a little bit of a back burner, because band is just so much fun. Anyways, thanks for watching. Once again, my name is Melissa Strange, and until next time, stay strange.